Here we are, Teresa. It's February 1st, the first of the month, and we're fasting for 40 days this year and 3 days at the beginning of the month. Not all 40 days at one time, but 7 days to start the year. Now we're into the next 3 days. And you look at that thought of fasting and prayer, and I was reading in Isaiah 55, and really it's an invitation to God's people to the abundant life. And when we think about fasting and prayer, really not thinking about the abundant life. But that's the call. Now is the time. Step into what God has for us. And so I'm looking at verse 6 and 7. We don't think that, because in verse 8 and 9, he says, my thoughts are not your thoughts. My ways are not your ways. They're higher. But he says, step into this life that I have for you. Seek the Lord while he may be found. Call upon him while he is near. Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts. Let him return to the Lord, and he will have mercy on him, and to our God, for he will abundantly pardon. And so God's speaking to people that are in captivity, discouraged, and he says, if you will roll your cares, concerns on me, I'm going to meet you there. And abundance is waiting to happen. Amen. And so we're into this process. We're seeking the Lord. You're reading some thoughts today. You were sharing with me.
I was reading today in Matthew again, and it was when the Pharisees, they had come to Jesus and they had said, why aren't your disciples fasting? And he went on to say to them, it was because Jesus was still there and the bridegroom was still present, so why fast?
That's
but he
right.
said there will come a time when they will begin to fast and pray. But he did say this about it, which I thought was interesting. These were religious people questioning him, and he said, but when you do, make sure that your heart is new, is cleansed. And what he was saying there is he was talking about the wineskins and pouring new wine into old wineskins. If you did that, it would cause them to burst.
It's not going to work.
Or he said, would you put a piece of new cloth onto like an old fabric, sew that in? And so what that was speaking to me is that was saying we have to actually prepare our hearts for it, right? So we just don't go into it and just fast. We actually prepare ourselves and
to seek the Lord.
Yeah, and make room for
Meet
him
with the Lord.
And make sure that what we're doing. And then it made me think about waiting on the Lord. You know, in Isaiah it says that if you wait on the Lord, you'll renew your strength, right? And we'll run and not be weary. And so we live in this season where we can run a lot, and we actually are sort of weary from running. Yeah. So all these things were like running through my mind. Like, God, help us to do this in the right sense.
That's right.
And it also talks about obedience is better than sacrifice.
Amen.
You know?
That's exactly right.
And so we're sacrificing in a way, in a sense. You're sacrificing. If you're not eating, you're giving something up, whatever you're doing. But obedience is better than sacrifice. And so what I was thinking about all of this today.
Yeah, God doesn't want some divine diet taking place. No, he's got something here for us.
It's so much about the relationship.
Yes.
Everything about this is about the relationship.
Amen.
You can go through many tasks in life, but without that relationship, so you do something because you love Jesus, right? Everything we do is because we love Jesus, and all we're saying is, God, I want to honor you. Amen. And I want to know you more. I want to get into your presence. I want to serve you better. And it's not because it's a task. No. Or something I'm checking off.
I think this invitation to this abundance, Jesus said, I've come that you would have life and have it more abundantly in John 10:10. It's a pathway to fulfillment and joy.
Can I say another thing? This was a
quick
thought. Well, you can say
a lot more things.
We were meeting, we were with a family, and she was drinking this huge thing of water. And she told me she's drinking like 128 ounces of water now a day.
I was there too?
Yeah.
You
weren't in the conversation.
I remember this.
So it was this big thing of water, and she was saying she realized she wasn't drinking enough water, and she wasn't thirsty, and that is so true because you are not thirsty anymore if you stop drinking. But once you start drinking and putting that water into your system again, all of a sudden you're thirsty again. I said that is so biblically
That's a spiritual
true.
insight there.
So
Connection.
True because you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah, and you're not missing what you're not missing.
So,
you need to make that connection.
Once you start,
you don't know what you're missing.
Practicing the disciplines of the Lord. And I'm not perfect at it. Believe me, I'm like random so much of the time.
I'm going to tell you, we've done this, and we've done in the past, and this is just to encourage you.
Just one time we did that.
Yeah, 30 days or so, and then we've broken it up most of the time in these segments in our life. But I'm going to say last month, we started the year, 7 days. Usually, I've done fine with that. I'm meeting God, and I'm here. But there was a couple of days I was struggling. I said, I'm not enjoying this. I don't think I'm hearing from God. And let me tell you, I want to eat right now. So, but when we're interceding for the lost, the spirits of the lost, when we're connecting with the Lord, when we're building ourselves up, and when we're praying for impossible situations, I want you to remember this. Where there is hope, there is faith, and where there is faith, miracles happen. And we're going to get into a place, and we're going to see some miracles happen. Amen. I'm believing God for big things this year, people to really have life changes, being set free, going to the next place in the Lord.
Amen.
God bless you.
See you Sunday.